We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed, more innovation.
It's gonna make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, faster.
Hello, curling fans, and welcome to the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown here from Swift Current, Saskatchewan. Here we feature this B-event semifinal between Kaitlyn and Satsuki Fujisawa. I'm Dave Schmel, and I'm happy to be joining you here today on Curling Stadium. So good evening in Ohio. Thank you for joining us from wherever you are. It is Team Laws with the hammer in this first end. They're throwing the Yellowstones, Fujisawa throwing the red. Both teams have a record of 1-1 so far this weekend. For Team Fujisawa, it was a win over Jenna Engie and then a loss to Kayla McMillan. For Kaitlyn Laws, it was a win over Campbell, then a loss to Kayla Skurlik, who we saw in our game earlier this morning against McMillan. Apologize for the late start. Our last game did result in an extra end. It was, if you were watching that game between Cooey and Epping, you were in a treat, which saw John Epping squeak out a win by a measurement. Exciting bonus curling action. Does make us have to wait for this one just a moment later, longer than we would have, but for good curling, we don't mind. So, Kaitlyn Laws looking to open up the center here a little bit with hammer. They do that, and they manage to drive their own stone in to be shot, leaving a corner guard. Nifty shot indeed. Now, Fujisawa trying to figure out what's going to have Suzuki do. Suzuki just looking to throw the downweight takeout here. Trying to carve this one over. On a good line now. Make the hit and stick right there. They lie 1-2. This one over curls on him. Rex leads them sitting second shot. Fujisawa still one. Opportunity to hit and roll open here. Now here's Yoshida. Yoshida Kitmami with this shot. They got to hurry to hold the line here. Gonna get the hit at dead jams on their own. Cannot spin their own back. So opportunity now for Kaitlyn Laws. She lies second and fourth. Pretty easy shot on shot rock here. Almost entertaining leaving it alone and trying to go for more than two. See Peelweight going to go for the really, really flat roll across here. It's going to be an interesting line because we've seen a couple shots missed on the outside going this way at big weight. Still on the way from Negaman. It is indeed on the outside. At least Fujisawa's sitting a very lonely one red stone in the house. So she wants to give it a friend. But where is that friend going to live? Electing to take out the stone here in the back eight and roll back towards the center. Ideally, you'd want to end up right on top of the yellow in the back eight. Stone from Yoshida Kitmami on the way. Line looks pretty good. Get the hit, roll over, right on top there, and well done. Beautiful stone by Yoshida Kitmami. Kaitlyn Laws looking to see if there's a way to move them all. I don't know how you're ever getting that back one out. That was a picture perfect roll, and that last corkscrew in just kind of frozen on. So here's the second from Negaman. At the very least, needs to release it. Has to curl up to do that. Get the one. Oh, you ran it just by. Missed opportunity there to open it up just a little bit. You needed to at least make contact with that one in the back gate, which would have released your stone there and give you an opportunity. This gives Fujisawa the opportunity to throw the hit and roll over and lie two. And from there, it'll be very difficult for Kaitlyn Laws to generate two. First stone for the skipper. Hit and stick, no problem. Team from Kitmami, Japan. From the beautiful island of Hokkaido. Was lucky enough to be able to spend a week in Japan this year and thoroughly enjoyed it. And I will say one of the highlights of my trip were watching sumo, the Grand Sumo tournament in Tokyo, watching the Chiba Lot Marines play a baseball game, and taking a wonderful mountain bike ride and going to an onsen in the mountains just outside of Sapporo on Hokkaido. Beautiful country. And that was an equally beautiful shot. It's going to force the draw for Fujisawa here. They lie second. They make a little tap back on it. They can lie two and put the force on for sure. You need to make sure that you get all the way down to it. Cannot afford to be light. If you are going to be aggressive here and maybe try to get the soft steel, you have to make sure you lock on. Fujisawa with her last of the first. Line looks pretty good. Just want to lock it on there. Yes, you do. That's a great draw. And the force is on. It'll be Kaitlyn Laws forced to draw for one. Kaitlyn Laws, final stone in the first 10. Facing one. Needs full four. Not a broom down at all. This needs to find the brakes, and it won't. That's going to be a steal of one for Fujisawa. She takes the early advantage. Here from Swift Current. We'll be right back after this on Curling Stadium.
So with the impact to my business and income, will this delay my retirement?
I know you're worried, Marshall, but based on the original plan we came up with, you're only about 6 months behind.
I thought it would be years, not months.
You should feel good. Remember, you've got a plan.
Thanks.
With change comes questions. See the impact of your money decisions before you make them with RBC Wealth Plan.
Handcrafted in Canada. Join the revolution.
Stronger agronomics, better returns, greater peace of mind from pre-seed to post-harvest. You can count on the victory.
Welcome back to Swift Current. It's the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown. I'm Dave Schmel. Happy to be joining you here on Curling Zone and Curling Stadium today. It's just me and 1,125 of my closest friends, and thank you so much for watching. And while you're watching, why don't you click on that like and subscribe? It would really help out our channel. The more subscribers we can get, the more likes we get, the better the algorithm does its algorithm thing, and the more curling we can bring you. So thank you so much for watching so far. We'd love to bring you even more action. We work hard to bring it to you every week. And we're building a lot of content for you and trying to make curling mainstream in the world, so the whole world can share this game that we love. Fujisawa got the single point. By way of the steal in the first end. It is Kaitlyn Laws here with the hammer in the second. Both teams playing this end a little bit more open, as can be expected in the early going. Got to work it hard to hang on to this. And we're going to have an empty house after this. Just the lone guard in the center. So Laws is going to take this opportunity to have Justin Peterman throw underneath cover here. That one drifts to the back four. So Fujisawa definitely going to take the opportunity to move to the offense here and come down to it. I fully endorse this call. She's very comfortable with stones in the house and has been demonstrating that over the years. On the way. Gonna work it all the way down. It's gonna over curl just a skosh. Do believe it leaves Laws shot rock. Love to see this one curl over more. And the sign there is to throw the intern. That clockwise rotation. Right on in there and try to take the end away. And that nestles right on in there. Very well thrown stone. Now there's room to stack another one in there if you're Kaitlyn Laws, but you're starting to run out of the rings. Very good judge weight for sure. See, you could put it there all day, right there in the lid, but then Fujisawa just draws down top of you, and it's going to be one all day. So here from Selena Negaven. Trying to make this one curl. It's got all kinds of weight. Does not get to where it needed to go. Instead, it comes right down to their own. Very close for a shot right now. I do believe it's one for Fujisawa at the moment. Now here's Kitmami. Working hard to drag this one down. Once again, an excellent job by the front end to deliver that stone to where it had to go. High fives in order. They do lie too. No choice but for Negaven to open some stuff up, pick it up right out of her hand. Definitely trying to hold this straight there past the guard. Get it both moving off the side. You lie shot after all that, but most importantly, you loosen up the scoring area. Great shot by Selena Negaven. Killed a few of your own along the way, but really took away the big danger of a steal there. That was a fantastic shot at a key moment. So Fujisawa with her first. Makes a hit, rolls open. Very wise choice because you didn't want to give Laws a chance to hide underneath cover there. So for Laws to get a skip's deuce, that's one option. He can kill that rock and weld on over to the other stone. Be a tough one for Fujisawa to clear. It's probably the only path to a deuce here. We have a lot of action going on in curling zone right now. 3 games with commentary. You have Chelsea Carey versus Corinne Brown, and also Carrie Anderson versus Shirley Orsted. But I'm thrilled to have you guys with us. Certainly plenty of entertainment room available. Laws with her first. trying to work this over. Gonna get the hit. No roll to speak of. So Fujisawa can afford to try to be cute here. Hit and roll dead under cover. Make it really tough on Laws for her last. I don't think I like rolling open there. I think if you're going to go for it, you just go for it. You're never going to out more than one. There's no way that Laws is going to get a blank here. You just want to make sure that you do kill the red for sure. Sorry, the yellow for sure. Doesn't need to be a ton of weight. Just a good hack weight or board weight. Our friends in the UK would go, barrier. So Fujisawa with her last. I think it's a little bit hot. Now trying to straighten it out. Get the hit, you're just going to stick right there. It's good enough. The force is on. Kaitlyn Law's going to have to hit and remain for a single. Yeah, those other games, you can get all of our links right on our YouTube page. Jim Nix is calling Chelsea Carey and Corinne Brown, and Hans Frohenlob and Rory McCusker have the Anderson-Orsted game. Kaitlyn Law's final stone of the second end. She's facing three reds. Needs to hit and stick. Trying to carve it over a little bit. Now back, we got no problem there. She gets the single. We're all knotted up at one. After two, we'll be back right after this. You're watching Curling Stadium.
We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed? More innovation?
It's gonna make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, faster.
Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know what it means.
All you really need to know is the future of 5G is here and will continue improving through investments in network technology.
Join us this March for the House of Hearts Charity Bonspiel in Duluth, Minnesota. Help raise funds for Project Joy, who provides meals for hungry kids in our community. Every donation helps to ensure no child goes hungry. Join us and make a difference. Together, we can spread joy.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
We're back here in the third end. From Swift Current, Saskatchewan, it's the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown here on Curling Stadium, the Stadium Sports Network. Lots of action going on today, and we have a good one cooking here between Fujisawa and Laws. Fujisawa stole one in the first end, forced Laws to single in the second. This will be a first look at Fujisawa with the hammer here in end number 3, throwing the red stones. Now, Team Fujisawa has been up and coming and doing well for quite some time now. 2-time Olympic medalists, silver in Beijing and bronze in Pyeongchang. Also silver in the Worlds in 2016 in Swift Current. Definitely one of the premier teams out of Japan, but so many more are coming out. On the ladies' side, I can think of Mahoma Tabata as one. Had an opportunity to call a fantastic game between Tabata and Fujisawa earlier this year. So the rest of the world better take notice. Japan is pumping out some curlers. That hit's made. Now, Laws has the opportunity to pick this out and stay as a guard. Although it will be the 6th stone coming up. It's the first year for Peterman. That hit is made. It remains a guard for Laws. Now you have the double stagger there. Interesting to see if Fujisawa likes to peel or come around. It would be tough to roll your shooter in the rings from there. Not impossible, but certainly not easy. Basically looking to change colors and positions of the guard just a little bit. Roll, as indicated, about 1.5 feet. Right back to where the broom is placed. Here's Suzuki. Both brushers on now. You're going to get the hit and the takeout, but not the desired roll. And now using that stagger to her advantage will be Kaitlyn Laws. Working hard to get this around the guard now. It's all about the weight. Past the guard's no problem. They are dead buried. Top 4, shot rock, belongs to Kaitlyn Laws. Now if you're Fujisawa, you see the situation starting to degrade here. There's going to be a key moment here whether you decide to continue to pursue hard for the deuce or bail. While this is not the most dangerous house in the world, could very easily get forced from this position. This Suzuki trying to Basically throw the same rock again. Split hers on now. And roll to a corner. Maybe get them both on. Caught a little bit too much of it. Did not get back onto it, so now here comes the straight guard. So here's the first from Negaben. Just gonna get past the guard and curl up just enough to cover everything. Now, Fujisawa says it's time to hit the abort button. Grab that keyboard, hit Control, Alt, Delete, and reset. No shortage of weight here from Yoshida. On the one, move 2, 3, 4. And good night, nurse. They're all gone. How about that? Made all that granite fly in one fell swoop. Fantastic shot by Yoshida Tsunami. Now Negaben and draw underneath the single remaining guard. They do get by. Now you got to drag it every inch. Laws comes out to help. Get those last few licks in, and you get 3/4 under. Chance to hit and roll underneath the corner, though. All this possible by that big hit by Kitmami. So now a decidedly more delicate shot. And we pick this up right out of her hand. Now they're both on it. Trying to drive it over now. They got the line. They're going to end up right up to the face. And they do clear it all the way through the house. Fujisawa lines one. Now, Kaitlyn Laws Just looking to pick this guy off. No need to get too fancy here. We're going to carve it over just a little bit. Make contact. Do you get anything under? No, you don't. It is Law's line one, fully exposed. Fujisawa will look to return the favor. Fujisawa with her first. Nikina might be a little bit down weight. Now we're trying to work it over. Past the guard, no problem. Gonna hit and stick right there. They lie shot. For the moment. Blank attempt upcoming. Possibly. If Laws can't bury this one. Now, Kaitlyn Laws with her last of the third. Just keeping it clean. Trying to get a roll over. Not much to be had there. Just a sliver under cover. Blank attempt upcoming for Fujisawa. Final stone of the third end. Looking for the blank. Need to carve it over just a little bit. Grab a little piece, and that's all you need. The blank is in the books. Will remain tied at 1 after 3. Fujisawa has a hammer when we come back from Swift Current here on Curling Stadium.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
Saskatchewan, you know Sasktel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With Sasktel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. Sasktel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sasktel.com/sponsorships.
Welcome back to Swift Current. It's the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown. All tied up at 1 between Fujisawa and Laws. Fujisawa, after a blank in 3, retains the hammer in the 4th end, throwing the red stones. We see a couple of guards in play to start the end. At center guard by Kaitlyn Laws right there on the center line, so it can't be touched by Fujisawa yet because of the no-tick rule. Working this one hard right off the bat. Can make the hit and roll open. Can Laws get it out? Yes, she can. So she'll come right back underneath. As I said, a lot of action going on right now. Right now we have Corinne Brown with a 5-0 lead over Chelsea Carey. Carey has the hammer in the 4th. Kate Cameron has a 3-0 lead over Ashley Tebino. That's after 2. Tebino now has the hammer. Carrie Anderson with the commanding 7-0 lead over Shirley Orsted after 3. And we're all tied up here. And we are so glad to have you all here with us today. Watching us on Curling Stadium. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe. You can catch all the action all the time on curlingzone.com. We have all the scores with convenient links right to the streaming that's available. Your one-stop shop for all of your curling action. curlingzone.com. Oh, they make that run back beautifully and clear it out and get the bonus in the back too. Another fantastic run back. Your one-stop shop. Let's see that again. All of your curling action. curlingzone.com. You see it, just grab it, ticket. Oh, they make that run back beautifully and clear. And even kill the hanger on. Nice shot by Suzuki Yumi. Now Laws will still come underneath that guard. That run is still available. It's tougher, but this is a bit of a two-way shot. If you can make the run and dead stick it, or just straight play the double peel. They're both good shots. Thank you to our crack production staff for getting that replay up for us. Just attempted the double peel, but did leave a guard. So Laws has the opportunity to throw another one here if she likes. And that is what she's going to test Selena Negavan with. She throws her first to two here in the fourth. It's going to come on down into the rings, line up perfectly, and they lie 1-2. That's a brilliant draw right there. Now the run back has to be on order now for Team Fujisawa. And we did see Yoshida bring the heat in the last end. And here it comes again. This one's going to go over the top in just a single peel. That's right, over 1,700 viewers. Thank you so much for watching. Law sits 1-2. They're going to throw that high guard right back. That's the best chance that Fujisawa is going to have for a while. An opportunity to run her own color back. Now the run back's going to be the wrong flavor rock. Would have liked to seen that curl just a little bit more. Probably if you hit just nose, you could make all three of them go. Or you could dig it out coming this way too. Doubles available a couple different ways. Or you can even, I think what they're doing is just kind of shuffling the deck a little bit, throwing this with maybe backliner hack weight, trying to save the shooter as well and leave a catcher there. This play does commit you to scoring points most likely in this end. I think they want to catch a little bit more of that stone. Kaitlyn Laws lies too. Spread out a long way. Good opportunity for Laws here just to lop another one right on the forefoot and right on down to it. You see Selena Negaven there in the house holding the broom for her skipper. First of two for Laws on the way. Don't get this all the way down. Really want to be all the way down there because now you're giving Fujisawa an opportunity to get in there. Gonna come on down, move back shot stone just a foot or so, roll dead buried, and keep that chance for a skipper's deuce alive. And the brushers weren't really overly concerned about Law's shot. Maybe they shifted to another plan. Let's see what Fujisawa can cook up. Now you have to carve this one over. This still needs to finish. Needs to finish to not get all the way up. Very close for a shot. I would have to say it's red right now. They do agree. Almost 2,000 of you watching right now. Hit that like button. Get us trending. Kaitlyn Laws looking to put the big time pressure on Fujisawa here. Fujisawa does lie shot rock, but everything else belongs to Laws. Her final of the fourth. Makes the hit and does wreck over a little bit. They do lie 1-2. And there we go. We're over 2,000 viewers. Thank you so much. Fujisawa, final stone at number 4. Facing 2. Needs to throw a good one here. Got to get right on down to the lid. You hit, you stay, you score your 1. Well done by Fujisawa. The skipper gets her single. It's 2-1 after 4. We'll be right back. Stay here on Curling Stadium.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
For over 20 years, the Sandra Schmel Foundation has granted more than $9 million to hospitals across Canada for life-saving equipment for premature and critically ill babies. In the past 4 years alone, $4 million has been granted thanks to the curling community's incredible generosity. The need continues year-round, and with your help, we can ensure every baby has the chance to grow up and become a champion, just like Sandra.
We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed, more innovation.
It's going to make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, faster.
Sounds like 1 more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know what it means.
All you really need to know is the future of 5G is here and will continue improving through investments in network technology.
Welcome back to Swift Current, where night has fallen, but the action is hot here. It's the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown right here on Curling Stadium. We have a tight game here between Fujisawa and Laws. The score is low, but it's been a lot of action on the ice with some great shot making thus far. Laws has the hammer here in end number 5. I'm Dave Schmel. I thank you so much for joining us here on Curling Stadium. And Ohio to all my friends, and a happy Saturday morning to our friends in Japan. So Laws comes right on in with the hammer. Center guard and a freeze down to it. Now Laws looking to possibly split the rings here. Trying to debate what side she wants to go to. Kristen's draw is on the way. Probably a little shorter than they would have liked. Almost would have been better off if that had stopped for a guard. This Fujisawa is going to move to address it immediately. Suzuki Yumi. Looking to carve this one over now. It's hanging out there just a touch. Look at the hit. And did they spin on the rings? Oh, very close. Very close indeed. Now our camera is located over the center pin, so even though you see some white there in your picture, there is a possibility that that stone is catching a little bit of the 12-foot. So something they'll have to pay attention to later. Well, this indicates one way to not have to worry about that potential biter anymore. Kill it. She'd be happy with a blank here and try to take the hammer into the crucial 6th end. Here's Peterman. This is going to be really close. On the one, over to the other one, and you kill them both. Jocelyn Peterman, what a great shot. As I was telling you, folks, it's been great shooting all game long here. Now, Fujisawa looking to get Suzuki Yumi to play this short run and split the rings themselves. On it hard to hold it. Line's looking pretty close. Get right down to it. Get the hit. Push it off. Roll it over. Split the rings. There you go. They have come to play tonight in Swift Current. Now, does Peterman have another double lined up? We will see. Her shot on the way. Now carve it over a little bit. Get the one. Roll on over. Gonna just roll right to it. Good effort. It does serve to group the stones, though. So Fujisawa has plenty of room to put the big split back on. Fujisawa would love nothing more than to force this end, and Laws would like nothing more than to blanket. And with no guards left, it's going to be a battle of the wills and precision rolls of shots. These are some of the toughest shots in curling. Holding this one hard. Ooh, they catch their own. That blank just got a lot easier. Leah Negavan looking to throw a double of her own. Carve it over just a touch. Bang, bang, there you go. And just like that, We have a clean house. So if all things go according to script here, they're going to trade hits up and down. Laws will have a blank attempt and carry the hammer down one with in the sixth. That hit is made. I see a comment in the chat about the scoreboard. Well, most curling clubs use a scoreboard like this for the main reason that it only requires one set of numbers. When you use the baseball style scoreboard that is used at a lot of the larger events, and sometimes they're electronic, if you're using a manual version of that, you have to have about 12 zeros, 12 ones, a whole bunch of 2s, 3s, and 4s. And it's just a lot of clutter to have around in a curling club, especially when space is limited. So by putting up the scoreboard like this, it only requires one set of numbers, and the numbers you see up on the scoreboard represent the end. So if you look at the numbers across the top there, 1 through 11, that's your score right there. So think of the scoreboard as a thermometer with kind of sideways there, and that score along the top. And as you put an end, you move that thermometer up, and that's how far up your score is. So we see it was a single point in the first end for Fujisawa, and then a single point for Laws in the second end. Nobody scored in the third end. That's why it's off to the side. And then a single point for Fujisawa in the fourth, advancing her score to 2-1. It just makes it to be a lot less clutter in a curling club. And it's the way it's been done for eons in curling clubs. Now, eventually, with technology getting better and cheaper, you'll see a lot of clubs move to electronic scoring boards. The curling club in Las Vegas, Nevada, just opened, Curl Vegas, brand new, beautiful facility, and their scoreboards are completely electronic with a little iPad to interface with. I thought it was kind of cool. Out in the desert there, humidity isn't so much a factor. It is a factor for many other curling clubs. And humidity and electronics don't tend to play well together. So the manual scoreboard is, well, it's never going to break on you. So I hope that helped you with the explanation of the scoreboard there. What it did help was to burn the time through the blank end. So all that will be left is for Kaitlyn Laws to throw this one through the house with this final stone of the fifth. This one's on the way through, and yeah, Bella, it's just this score is on the top as opposed to the middle as you see at most clubs. Still pretty much the same as the one at the Sioux. The blank is in the books. Laws will have the hammer when we come back for the sixth. You're watching Curling Stadium.
So with the impact to my business and income, will this delay my retirement?
I know you're worried, Marshall, but based on the original plan we came up with, you're only about 6 months behind.
I thought it would be years, not months.
You should feel good. Remember, you've got a plan.
Thanks.
With change comes questions. See the impact of your money decisions before you make them with RBC Wealth Plan.
Handcrafted in Canada. The revolution.
Welcome back to Swift Current. It's the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown. Laws has the hammer. Trailing by 1 here in the 6th end. The score is low in the scoreboard, but there's been no shortage of action. It was a very hard-fought blank end after a series of fantastic doubles back-to-back from both squads. I want to thank all of you for watching Curling Stadium. I'm Dave Schmel. Thank you for joining us. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up there in the video and subscribe to Curling Zone. Help us to bring you more curling all the time. We also like to thank those who give us that support. Aztec Safety, S3 Solutions, Sasktel, Hardline, Asham, Bumper to Bumper, and the Swift Current Curling Club. So I promised you a good one, and the teams are delivering, and they are not making a liar out of me. 2-1 after 6. Now, Laws does have the advantage of having hammer in the even ends. They would get hammered twice. You have to generate at least one deuce to win. Both teams are going to press really hard here. Fujisawa has the first one slip a little deep into the 8-foot and then a center guard. Corner guard for Laws probably would like that to be a little more cornerish. So Fujisawa is going to come on in and try to sell top 4. On this one, hard for the weight. The rounded no problem. Did they overcook it? Oh, they may have just a touch. Line was perfect, but they just gave it a little bit too much of a scrub there. It settles back button. So Laws can use that. Now there's upsides and downsides to using that. If you draw down to that, you are going to shrink the rings. So electing instead to throw just through weight, almost hack, come through the port. Move the shot stone off the forefoot and roll underneath your corner guard. Fantastic shot if you make it. Off and on. They like the line. Now it's through the port. Take that curl. Make that hit. Tap it over. Roll it dead underneath. And it hangs on for a shot rock. Beautiful stone by Peterman. Now Suzuki's going to be tasked with the run back. Even a straight peel's okay here. On the one, you get the run right through the port. Another great shot. Suzuki Yumi has been lighting it up today. Now Laws is going to have to open it up now. Make sure she doesn't. Gonna lose the shooter. Fujisawa lies 1-2. Over 2,100 of you watching us right now. We thank you so much. Give you a quick score update here. As soon as it loads up. Corinne Brown, 7-1 over Chelsea Carey right now. Game's in the 7th end. Kate Cameron holds a 4-2 advantage over Ashley Tebino. And Anderson with an 8-1 victory over Orsted, and that gets you all caught up. But right here, we got a dandy. Laws has the hammer, and the question here for Fujisawa is how aggressive do you want to get? I'd be wary of drawing underneath the corner guard, even though it's mine. I think I'd rather draw to the open side and lie 3. Because if you put the stone right behind that corner guard, Laws is just going to come right around it and try to use it. Because there'll be no risk because the forefoot's still going to be open. You're going to give her an opportunity to generate a deuce. I almost like peeling my own guard off better than this. But that's just me. What do you guys think? So here's Kitmami. She is going to try to tuck it under. This one has plenty of weight. Oh, you never want to end up behind the tee line. You end up just there. This is going to be an opportunity for Kaitlyn Laws. This is the real danger of doing that. You're giving your opponent guards with which to use to generate a deuce here. Would have been far preferable, in my opinion, to play for the force or even let Laws have the blank. And now this shot is made well. Weld it right on there, just like that. And Laws all of a sudden, just like that's in business. Be really careful if you're Fujisawa here. Drawing down. It's a shot that has to be made perfectly. Kitmami. They pick this up right out of her hand. On this one hard. This has got to go. This needs weight. It is not heavy. Now we're going to have to go to a plan B. And really fortunate not to have hooked under their own there. But at this moment, it's advantage Kaitlyn Laws. And if they can weld another one onto their own here, all of a sudden 3 is not out of the question. Land Negavan. This one is already overcurled. It's going to be all over the guard. Work it over. It does cover it up. Okay. They're looking at throwing a draw down there, and Yoshida Eureka is going to come on down and add her opinion. This is an extremely dangerous shot. If you make it, you're in a fantastic spot to win the game. If you don't, Laws can get something cooking for you. The safest shot right now would be to run back your own corner guard and get rid of that Laws rock and leave only red stones in the house. Would likely give you the hammer back. Most likely at worst down by 1. First stone here for the skipper. They picked this up right out of her hand. On it really hard. This has to go. It's past the high guard. But it's going to die before it reaches the second. Just adds more clutter to the fire. And there's a stagger. They're overlapping, and Laws is going to have an opportunity to lie two after this. Just don't know if he had to take on that much risk at that point. I love being aggressive. That's for sure. That was very aggressive. Both teams so well matched here. It's going to be the slimmest of margins that decides this. Kaitlyn Laws with her first here in the sixth. This one has a lot of room. Is the weight right? They got to drag it hard. They want to be line 1-2 after this. And they're going to be just short. So it is Laws. Line shot. Fujisawa. Second. Laws number 3. Fujisawa fourth. Now you can come down and make a play on that stone. Clear that out. You're never giving up more than 2. The run on the corner guard right below the W there in Brandworks is still there, but it's difficult now. But you probably still leave yourself open for a deuce there. I think you just try to play as close as you can to that red on the center line, kill that yellow that was just thrown, and make the deuce tough. Thank you to all of you who have joined us from some of the other games. You tuned into a great one here between Fujisawa and Kaitlyn Laws. Dave Schmel bringing in the action. It is Fujisawa, the 1-stone lead. Kaitlyn Laws with the hammer here in the sixth. Line 1 and threatening. Fujisawa attempted several shots that would have potentially given her a steal, but came up just a little bit off the mark, and now is in this precarious situation trying to avoid a big number. It can be very difficult to avoid giving up 2 here. If you could make the absolute perfect shot, you could lie shot and possibly steal, but very tough shot. It does look like they settled on the more conservative shot here to just remove this yellow. You see the crowd gathering behind the glass, and we have a big crowd on the ice as well. Fujisawa with her final of the sixth. Pass the guard, no problem. Make the hit. Clear it out. And mission accomplished. But it will be a draw to the full 4-foot for Kaitlyn Laws to get the first deuce of the game. Kaitlyn Laws. Final stone of the sixth. Needs the 4-foot. And needs it all to get her deuce. They're both on now. You got plenty of room, plenty of line. Just got to make sure it's there. Got to drag it there. You need to be full 4. Got to be full 4 all the way to be full 4. No, it's going to be a little bit short. That's a single point for Kaitlyn Laws. And we're all tied up at 2. Fujisawa will have the hammer when we come back in 7. You're watching Curling Stadium.
We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed? More innovation?
It's going to make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, faster.
Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know what it means.
All you really need to know is the future of 5G is here and will continue improving through investments in network technology.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
Welcome back to Swift Current. It's the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown. We got a good one today between Satsuki Fujisawa and Kaitlyn Laws. All tied up, only single points scored, but that is not indicative of the level of action that we've had here. It was Laws with the opportunity to score a second point there, coming up just a little bit short. Now Fujisawa has the hammer here, tied up in the 7th. I'm Dave Schmel. Thank you for joining us here on Curling Stadium. We've had as many as 2,400 of you watching. Thank you so much. Arigato gozaimasu. And now we see the twin guards up by Kaitlyn Laws. Fujisawa's just going to draw right in. Working this one hard around the guards. They get it there. And it's going to come right up dead in line. That is picture perfect. He could have walked it down better. Puts one cherry right on top of the other cherry. Now Kaitlyn Laws is going to try to freeze a lemon to it. Those of you joining us from some of the other games on the ice right now, welcome. Glad to have you here with us on Curling Stadium. If you haven't yet, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Click the notifications. You can find out all the different times that your teams are playing. This draw here comes just a little bit too deep. Does kind of freeze in between them. Very interesting spot that it ended up in. Take a look at the overhead. You'll see it's kind of wedged in between the top stone and the shot rock. So right now that yellow stone is certainly a threat on both Fujisawa stones. So the initial indication was just to rip the guards up. Fujisawa wouldn't mind a blank here, but you never turn down a 2 if it presents itself. So they're going to ease another rock in there. So here's the stone from Suzuki. It just jostles it a little bit. Now that Law stone is not quite the same threat. I see Law's looking at this here. Her stone's extremely lonely. Now, if you hit the inside there, center line side of that stone, you'll clear that red out the side door. Your shooter is going to come in contact with that one in the top 4, and you're going to lie 2 right in front. And depending on how you hit it, if you hit it really thick, You might get them all moving, but it won't clear them all. And it's probably better at this point to make the double for sure. So Peterman looking to give that yellow a friend. Needs to carve it over just a little bit. Gonna get the one over the top, and that's how you make that double. You didn't clear them all the way out, though. But they do lie 2-3 now. But a lot of red still in the rings and a lot of greenery, and they're going to clean these up. If you hit this just right, you might see all 4 yellows moving here. We've already seen the heat from Suzuki. Here it comes again. On the one, get the double peel, jam it on the way by you. Does change the complexion of the house. Fujisawa still line 1. And Laws is just going to replace the guard here. I like this call. Here's the first from Negaman. They're not even touching this. It is not light. Taking the curl is going to end up in a decent spot. Really close to the rings. So Yoshia Janami have an opportunity to make some magic happen here. Big extension there. All kinds of weight. Ooh, one and just running over the top. I think she set it out just a little bit when she gave that big extension. Just enough to take it offline. Gives Negavan a chance to make a better guard here. Laws has no problem with the force here. This one is going to be decidedly higher. Got to get the line out of it, though. If you get the wrong line, it's completely worthless. Oh, that's just good enough. So Fujisawa has some choices here. The whole team's going to come on down and talk about it. So they're considering running one of these long guards. Neither guard is really a threat to the draw path, so that doesn't really give you any sort of concern there. If you run your red in, there's a good chance that your shooter is going to roll off and possibly be in the draw path. That would be something I'd be worried about for later on. And of course, they put the broom right there in the middle. They just might be looking for the double peel here, which is also a great call. Make sure you can see everything. Yoshida. Better delivery this time. Both on it. Now off. And you make the double peel. Just missed the Law's rock on the way by. But now there's no shrapnel up front. Improves the situation for Fujisawa tremendously. Now Laws, do you lob another guard up there? Or do you take this opportunity to make a play on shot stone and lie 3? Because a guard and a force is not bad. But that being said, deuces have been hard to come by. In fact, we haven't had one yet, so you can't feel particularly confident in your ability to throw a deuce at will. Both these teams so evenly matched in this game. That's a shot there that would remove the red stone. You play the one there that's on the side of the 4-foot. Your shooter's going to roll open some. We'll probably still lie 3 after that. I don't see how Fujisawa could get back to a blank from there. Straight guard's a very good consideration. So right now it's tough for Fujisawa to score a deuce. So you would put the guard a little bit on the left-hand side of the sheet as you look on the overhead. The right-hand side as we look at the hack view. Okay, we've made our call. Looks like we're bringing another one in tight. Crowd gathering behind the glass. Big crowd on the ice. A big crowd watching at home because this is a good one. Over 2,600 of you watching. Thank you so much. Kaitlyn Laws with her first here in the 7th. They picked this one up right away. Line seems pretty decent. Gonna get the high guard out of it. Want to get all the way up center, maybe even just a hair across. Yeah, guard at the ones in the center right now. So Fujisawa is going to try to come up with a way to score a deuce here. See Yoshida Eureka joining in the conversation. And they're looking to just come on down with a lightweight An easy weight. Hit the top yellow stone, which will clear off a threatening stone off the 4-foot. Just making sure that her front end is 100% on board with the shot. Can't afford a miscommunication at this crucial juncture. Fujisawa with her first here in the 7th. Trying to carve it over. It's past the guard, no problem. Now, how much will it get enough of the yellow? Ooh, I don't think it did. Fujisawa lies first and 4th, I believe. And Laws is going to be able to make a play on this here. She certainly wants to sit shot after this rock. You just play tap-tap. There, you're going to lie 2 for sure. The question is, will there be a big hit back for 3? I have to pay attention to that very much right now, because that stone lying on the edge of the 8-foot, that's 5th right now. If you're not careful, it could come into play. So shot selection is going to be key here. Definitely want to make sure you know the angles. Here, the ice crew getting ready to go to work for this evening's game. We're going to have Mike McEwen and another matchup between Steve Laycock and Kevin Cooey. I'll be joined by, well, I'll be joining Hans Frohnhob for that call. Over 2,700 of you viewing right now. This is pretty close to an all-time high for us, I believe. I have to be corrected on that if I'm wrong, but either way, thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. Click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Give us a thumbs up. Help out that algorithm. Kaitlyn Laws. Crucial shot with her final here in the 7th. On this one all the way. Clear the guard. You got to hold that line. Oh, my goodness. So it's shot stone for Fujisawa. Checking to see if there's a crazy angle. But it will be a draw for 2, it appears. Yoshida wants to know exactly where she has to brush it to. And what her margin is behind. That mess with the angle is just enough that there's no crazy shot for a huge number, but 2 in and of itself right now would be game-changing. Fujisawa with 1 in her pocket right now. Needs to draw the button for 2. I love that she has a smile on her face throwing this. Final stone of the 7th end. Line 1, trying to get the first deuce of the game to take a 2-point lead in 7. This has got plenty of room. Now they're going to carve it over. It's digging in a little bit. Got to get the weight there, ladies. Got to get it there. It's got to get there all the way. Keep on going. Brush it every inch of the way. Can you get it all the way down to the lid? No, you can't. And it will be a single point only for Fujisawa. It's a 3-2 advantage. Laws will have the hammer in 8 when we come back. Hang on, we'll be right back on Curling Stadium.
Stronger agronomics, better returns, greater peace of mind. From pre-seed to post-harvest, you can count on the Victory Canola program to keep you.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
Sasktel Be Kind Online wants to stop cyberbullying. Want in on the action? We award up to $1,000 for youth initiatives that help spread kindness and prevent bullying. What great idea do you have to help stop bullying? Sasktel can help. Go to BeKindOnline.com and apply for a grant today. Together, we can make a difference.
Welcome back to Swift Current and the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown. And we have a showdown here. Satsuki Fujisawa with a 1-stone advantage over Kaitlyn Laws. Laws has a hammer here in 8. It's been a back and forth battle between these two squads, only exchanging single points. It opened with a steal by Fujisawa, followed by a series of forces from then on. And that with one blank mixed in. And here we are, 8th end coming home. Fujisawa leading by 1. Laws with the hammer. I'm Dave Schmel. Thank you so much for joining us here on Curling Zone today. Almost 2,700 of you have joined us live consecutively at one point. We thank you so much for watching. And you're getting your money's worth, and it didn't even cost you anything. So that guard is up by Fujisawa. It is not on the center line, but it is lined up with their stone in the house. Draw intent for Laws does slip deep. So Two tough shots there for McHugh. Now we have Suzuki Yumi. She's had a fantastic game today. A couple of big, high, hard takeouts and a couple beautiful touch shots. Needs another one here in the 8th. Would have liked that to be a little bit further. Did overcurl him just a touch. Gives Laws an opportunity to get on in there, but the rings are going to get small really quick, and that scoring zone is going to be tough. Going to have another nip and tuck end here. This one needs to curl. And curl it does. Negavan gets it all the way up. They do tap the Fujisawa rock back. Opportunity for a hit and roll and recover and lie 3. This will leave most of the 4-foot available for Laws to work with. And you go back to that last draw by Fujisawa. They were just a little bit too concerned about the line and were waiting for it just a little bit too long. Probably could have gotten it home. See the warm room filling up with the competitors for the next draw. Brad Jacobs and Benny Heaves back there. They make a hit and jam the Lost Stone on there, so a little bit of a miss there. Opportunity for Lost to get another one in there. Huge shot here for Team Laws. There have been so few misses by either team. Have to take advantage of them when they're there. This one's heavy and it has to work over. Comes on over. Does not tuck in. So there's a pocket there. There's a slash available. Could probably actually even throw a triple here if you wanted to. Catch the outside of the stone just thrown. Yeah. Wreck it off the back. It goes straight back. Good chance it kills the other one. Might jam, but you're going to get 2 for sure. Or you can just weld on in there. And really make it tough. The fans here in Swift Current are getting to hobnob with some of their favorite players there in the lounge. We all turn into fans for a big game. For a good one at that. So now here's Yoshida Tsunami with her first of two. They picked this up right out of her hand. It needs the line. Now they like it. Back on it. Got to get there for the weight. They're trying to nestle it in there and weld it in. Get this little tap roll over just a touch. Oh, and that's in a beautiful spot. Beautiful shot by Yoshida. You see them talking about backline weight, but they're going to take a look at it because I'm not so sure that you can clear it far enough. Welcome to all of you who have joined us from the other games. We're all that's left, and it's worth watching. And about 3,000 of you think that now. Thank you so much. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. Help us bring you more curling. That's our mission. We want to make curling available all the time from all the events. So trying to figure out what the best course of action here is. Not quite ready to give up on scoring to this end. But with that said, you have to make sure you can always score. So we're going to move the guard so it gives access to the other angle, which would allow them to remove the Fujisawa stone off the forefoot without killing all their stones. Slea Negaven with her first. And the straight peel is made. Fujisawa says, well, you know what? If my opponent doesn't like it, it was probably a good idea to have it there. Let's put it back. Here's Tsunami's guard. Gotta be careful this doesn't overcurl. Just want it to settle on down. Sit, sit, sit. That last little corkscrew, don't go too far. Probably good enough. But now, if you're Kaitlyn Laws, you almost have to play into the rings. Fujisawa would have preferred that to be probably a full rock over. But now just playing back 12 weight. Rattle this around a little bit. Here's Negaven with her final of the eighth. Working to carve it over now. Get it over. Just catch a sliver of it. You do release things. It is still shot stone for Fujisawa, but Laws has some room to work with now. Take a look here through the ice shed. It's the only game going. Now, if you're Fujisawa, few different options. I mean, nothing wrong with coming right down in line 2. If you come park right down on top of yours or even right there in the top 4 foot, that is really, really good. I don't know if you put it top 4 how Laws can generate a deuce. If you weld down to your shot stone right now, making it really tougher to even score, but you're also inviting a higher weight shot to come in that could possibly bring some of those backstones in later. But you are lying 1st and 3rd right now. I like drawing to the 4 foot, half underneath the 3rd shot stone, and line 1-2. But really, anything along that line is fine by me. And we cracked 3,000, 3,130 of you watching. Fujisawa Suzuki. With her first of the 8th. They went with the high guard. There's nothing wrong with this shot, but it does give Laws the opportunity to draw in there and maybe still find a way to dig out a skipper's deuce out of it. Right there. Kaitlyn Laws. Down by 1. With their first here in the 8th. On this one, hard for the weight. Gotta get there. Gotta get there. Oh, and he ended up just short. This could be a situation where all the other games are off the ice right now, and we've had a lot of conversation between shots. Ice can tighten up just a little bit on you, and I think that's what got Kaitlyn Laws there. So Fujisawa has the winning stone sitting there. Just needs to make sure it stays that way. looking at what the threats are. Right now, guarding the draw path seems to be the most sensible thing. Or putting a second one in there. Just have to be really careful you don't give her something to slash off and kill your own. This is Law's line 2 and 3 right now. Leave your stone in the wrong place. You give her not an easy shot, but certainly a shot for the win. Fujisawa Satsuki with her final stone in the 8th. Yoshida picks it up right out of her hand. They are going to guard the runs here. Use the curl just a touch up, and that's an excellent shot selection. There was a very difficult double run back available for the win. That is no longer there. So, they are lining up the shot for the win here. It is red, on yellow, on to red for the win. So there you get a good look at it. You're going to hit that one pretty much right where the broom is. Drive it onto your red, onto the yellow. Hopefully hit that a little bit on the right side of center as we're looking at it. Through Selena. And then onto the red and stick them both for the win. This would be incredible. Kaitlyn Laws. Final stone of the 8th. Get it right out of her hand. On the 1, on the 2nd, on the 3rd. Oh, it goes just by. What an effort, but it will be a steal of 1 for the win for Fujisawa. Hang that final score as 4-2. And what a fantastic game here from Swift Current at the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown. We had to flip the ice. We will be right back for some more great action, but thank you so much for watching. What a fantastic game between these two squads. Both of them deserved to win, but it was Fujisawa coming out on top. So for now, for my producer, James Gordon, Jerry Gertzbeck at our Curling Stadium studios in London, Ontario, I'm Dave Schmel. Thanks for watching from Swift Current here on Curling Stadium.
Handcrafted in the revolution.